Hey guys, it's Tori, and today I just want to talk a little bit about how the way we process information affects how well we can remember it later on. And this is a concept known as the levels of processing theory. This idea was kind of first proposed by Craik and Lockhart in 1972, and it kind of blew off since then. And it suggests that not all memories are created equal, or basically some of our memories are like more relevant than others. The accuracy and the durability of a memory depend largely on how deeply we encode the information, or like how much it really means to us in the moment, or how much we'll need it in the future or for future use. Depth of processing itself means how much attention we pay to the meaning of the information, or like how relevant it is to us, rather than just its surface level like qualities. Shallow processing occurs when we focus on things like physical appearance, sound of words, without really thinking about their meaning or going too deep because it's not really relevant to us. For example, if you're reading a book and only counted the number of like syllables in each word, you'd be processing the material on a very shallow level. Like, say you're like reading a textbook, and like we all have that experience where we're reading it but like we're not really reading it. It's kind of like that. It's like you're not really processing that information and like putting it to where you can use it later. And this type of processing produces fragile memories that are easily forgotten because our brains don't think that we need to remember them, or they're not as important. On the other hand, deep processing requires more cognitive effort. It happens when you really focus on the meaning of information and make connections to what we already know. A simple way to think about this is by relating new material to your own experiences or something that you already have committed to memory. For instance, like going back to the textbook, like if you're reading that textbook and you're really reading it, say it's about like a psychological study, say you're reading it and you read it really deeply, you can connect it to something that maybe happened in your own life or maybe in a friend's life, in a story that you've heard. And when you do that, you're processing that information deeply in a way that you're going to actually remember it. And this process produces memories that are much more durable and easier to recall later if you need them. And then researchers have kind of tested this idea with many different experiments. In one study by Craik and Tolving in 1975, they were given a list of words and asked questions that induced different levels of processing. Some questions focused on shallow processing or deep processing, and later participants were surprised with a memory test. The results were clear. Those who processed the words deeply remembered those words and were more likely to remember those words than those who processed them shallowly. But kind of like just as like a wrap up, the next time you study or learn something new, ask yourself, like, am I just skimming this or am I really processing this deeply? Like, next time you're studying, really think about that, because the answer to that can make all the difference in how well you remember that later. Thank you.